Yo, what's going on, guys? How many people stayed awake during that boring afternoon session?
It's not popping up on YouTube.
Should be there now.
No?
Go on to YouTube.
Says I'm live.
Oh, there we go.
Says it's live.
You sure? Yeah.
Boring ass afternoon.
Alright.
Happy guys still awake?
Going live on Instagram too.
Do your thing, bro. Whoa. That's OBS always be making my computer loud. Holy, these guys are fighting about washing the dishes. You guys can wash mine too. Are you live? Live? Alright, welcome to Aftermarket Recap, everyone. We got, we'll just start off with the SPY here. Obviously, today was a little bit of consolidation after yesterday's huge day. Everything's healthy. I mean, yesterday after that big of a rip, we needed some kind of consolidation. So obviously what I do every single day, I told you guys, you go to pre-market, you mark off the highs and the lows. I don't know why OBS is making my computer lag so much, but yeah, just bear with me here. See, the pre-market high was at 420.48 and the pre-market low was 416.81. We pretty much stayed inside that range all day. The positive thing about this part is we stayed closer to the top than the bottom, but I mean it's almost right smack dab in the middle, so there's nothing really to see in the indexes, just sideways. QQQ, same thing, we stayed, pretty much stayed in the range all day, as you see, but QQQ is closer to the bottom of the range than SPY, so that's a little bit more bearish. And we did break the bottom on QQQ for a little while this morning, right off the open, but the rest of the day we just completely sideways inside there. XLF just completely, XLF was kind of stronger than everything else. As you see, we started off way lower, we ended off higher than we did at the beginning of the day. You got QQQ ended up completely fat. SPY ended up a little bit up, so XLF and SPY held us up today. QQQ is a weak link. And you can probably tell, like, most of the good stocks that we usually watch are pretty down for today. You see Shop is kind of rounding off here. It's coming back down. It's touching this moving average right here at 1192. We closed today at 1197, so I really wanted to see it hold this 1192, which is the 21-day EMA. As long as we hold that, we should start making our way back up. But as you see here, there's a lot of volume here. There's a lot of orders. People selling, people buying, who knows, just a lot of congestion here, so it's going to be hard to get that move past 1300 that we want. We got Alibaba, another consolidation day. We had that huge gap up. Looks like we're filling the gap now. The 12-day moving average, here, let me show you. I started using the 8 and 21 a little bit more. I'm just checking it out, just see if it confirms what I'm doing. So right now we have the 8-day is at 215.94 and the low of the day today was 216.31. So I want to see Alibaba hold this 215.94 at all costs. I want to see it close above it. Other than that, it's just normal consolidation after a huge gap up. We'll see what happens tomorrow. We got Clover here. A lot of people in the group made a lot of money on Clove today, thanks to T's call, I think, a few days ago. Well, I think I scaled out for 250% or something this morning. I sold half. I'm still holding half just in case this squeeze thing happens. My trade is now more than free, so even if the rest of the contracts go to zero, I still made a lot of money on the trade since I sold half for 250%. So that's just the way that we like to trade here at My Stock Life. I like to scale out and make my positions free. So that's all I wanted to say about Clove. If you're in it, don't do all or nothing trades. Don't diamond hands. Like imagine this morning you didn't sell when Clove was at 1040, and then you watched it go down slowly all the way to 8 something. It closed at 855. So you missed $2 move by not scaling out if you're those diamond hands guys. And then what usually happens, unless you're a complete psychopath diamonds hands, when you see the stock falling from 1050 and you see it fall to 950 and you see it fall to $9 and then in your head you're like, oh, I screwed up this trade, then you end up selling it off for like $9. So that's just why we always preach scale out, make your position free. So it just it cuts the emotions out of it. Your position's completely free. Now you're in control of the trade instead of the trade being in control of you. So here's Apple today. I will really want to see it close above the 200 day, which is at 124.26. We closed unfortunately a little bit below it at 123.55. But we'll see tomorrow. Today was a weak day for tech. Like I told you, QQQ is the weakest sector. If we get a little gap up tomorrow, I think Apple will lead the way just because we're just tangling around the 200 day. And we're still holding on to this other support. So we're still at this inflection point. Nothing really changed so far. Tomorrow, let's see if we can get a gap up and go. And then another reason I've held it is because we actually have a catalyst on this one next week. There's a conference, a worldwide conference on Apple. I think they're going to announce some cool stuff. I think my boy Matt was telling me that he looked it up and they're going to announce some cool stuff coming up. So let's see what happens tomorrow, and then we'll see what that catalyst is next week. But if we do close it below the 200 day tomorrow, it's going to be really hard for me to hold my full position. Maybe I'll sell half at the close tomorrow, but let's see what happens. We got this PDD today. We came back down under this little breakout that we had the other day. So it's not looking completely bullish, but at the same time, after this huge 12% move, and then another day where we had another move, so we had a grand total of 12% in 2 days, right? So today we pulled back 4.7%. So that means in the last 3 days, we're still up 8%. So you can't really ask more of a big blue chip stock kind of thing, you know? And if you look into PDD, Pinduoduo, they have great sales. They're a great company. The Chinese, one of the top 3 Chinese companies, in my opinion. So let's see what happens tomorrow on this one. We're just holding. Today was a pretty dull day in the afternoon, especially after what happened yesterday. So I don't really tend to make too many decisions on days like today. I just kind of sit out and chill. And you got AMC here, just volatile as hell. Look, yesterday we had like 100% day, just straight up in a line. Aftermarket, we went up again, then popped up again this pre-market this morning, sideways into open, and then dump. This probably got most of retail out, and then the people that stayed in, they got this move, and then again down. So a lot of people still think AMC is going to go up more. Look at all this volume. So wherever AMC does go, it's going to have to break a lot of resistance and a lot of support. So right now, AMC, I am neutral on it. I don't know if it goes to $100. I don't know if it goes back to down to $15 first. We'll see what happens tomorrow. And even the CEOs, he's saying he's offering popcorn and free movies to people that invest in his company. So it's just unheard of stuff going on right now in the stock market. Palantir, another WSB name, but this one actually has backing. That's why I'm glad this one didn't run up like these other ones, because I'm very, very bullish on Palantir. Long term, it's actually a very good company, and if it got caught up with these meme stocks and crashed after, it would have taken a lot longer to get it to where I want it, which is, I think it's a $50 company by the end of the year. Let's see what happens. We got Rocket here. I took some calls going into tomorrow just based on this squeeze right here. I seen some volume coming in right here. So it's just going completely sideways. It made that huge run up, came down, and then completely sideways. I was watching the chart and I seen this big bar of volume come in. So I thought, here we go again. So I jumped in some $21 calls for tomorrow, lottos. It ran up 3 candles, came back down. It looked very healthy up until this candle right here. And then when it continued downward, I was like, oh, maybe I got in too early. But everything was fine. We're still in from my entry, right? Then when we broke underneath this big volume supply right here, I knew that it was going to take a little more time for me to get paid if these want to go. We'll see tomorrow. Let's see if we get a gap up. After hours, I do expect it to go up, but let's see what we open at tomorrow. We got snow, a lot of people in this one. I know somebody in the chat told me that they were very heavy in this one. I said, why? They didn't have an answer. And the reason that I took these is because last Friday, I actually took the 235s and I made 600% on them. So what you do is last Friday, if I took the 235s and made 600% on them, I take that 600% profit and I roll it over into this week's 250s. So my play is completely free, even though because I played it with profits from my last time playing it. So I'm not playing it large, I'm not playing it small, I just play it with my profits. So I don't care about the position. That way I'm not worried, I don't care about anything. Now snow right now, it's all about 244. We need to get above 244 and close above 244 for us to continue tomorrow. But as you know, Fridays, snow is one of my favorite plays on Fridays. So let's see what happens tomorrow. Maybe I'll even add another lotto if I see that volume coming in like last Friday. Got Tesla, big dump. Tesla had that news that China canceled half of their orders. So if you don't get that news, just for example, say 1 million people in China ordered a Tesla. They just got news that that $1 million order was cut down to 500,000. And China owns 40% of the world's electric vehicles. 40% of all the world's electric vehicles. So that's a huge customer, that's a huge loss. And obviously, the price action is showing you what they think about that news. Tesla was just completely sideways, chop all day. News came out, it dropped straight from 600 all the way to 571. So a 30-point drop just on that news. And Elon Musk and Tesla said they don't comment on rumors, which means that it's obviously true. So let's see what happens with Tesla tomorrow. It's very bearish news. Let's see if Elon can say something after hours to save it. But if he can't save it, next level down is 539, and then there's a big hole down to 379. So 539 is next if we continue going down. And if we break 539, we're going straight to 379, which is going to be very, very ugly. You got CCIV, started the day off very promising. Electric vehicles look good today, except for Tesla. And then at the end of the day, as all the stocks did, just got really boring, got a little dump, got a little sideways, and we closed right where we opened. If you look at my mouse right here at the open, this is where we opened, and we closed right around there. Bunch of volume here, so if we do break below 20 if we go below 2285-ish, CCIV is thin air up here. It's thin air down here, so it could just potentially drop straight down. And then up here as well, so if CCIV gets above 2375, we could fly. So those are two levels we're watching, 2375 to the upside and 2275. So a dollar range, we're going to stay within it, as you guys see here. Popped over for a second and came right back down because there's just too much volume here to eat up. We got JMIA. I jumped in calls today. Why did I jump in calls? I'll show you right here. I was saying on the chart request yesterday, JMIA needs over 33 to rip. And what happened was we have this clear level at 33, as you see here, support, support, support. And then we finally broke the support and it turned into resistance. See the rejection when we came back up, and now we got above the 33 today for a second, and as soon as I took my calls, I should have waited till closer to close so I had confirmation. But these kinds of names, JMIA and them, once they start going, sometimes they don't stop, so they just rip. So I took the chance. It's not a big deal. I gave myself an extra week, and if this gets over 34 tomorrow or next week, it should go straight to 40 from 34. So right here. $40.37. So through 34 on JMIA is 40, and our call should be in the money if it starts going. I said this GM looked very bullish. GM and Ford actually had huge flow today, both of them. And as you see, the weekly chart is just super bullish. After consolidating sideways for years and years, we got this massive bullish move, right? Straight up vertical. So the weekly looks great. The daily looks great. As you see here, we kind of broke the channel to the downside, but everything else looks great on here. Let me show you. So this is what I was watching. Kind of broke the channel to the downside, came back up, and now we're trying to get back inside that channel. If we get back inside that channel right now, I'm expecting a move to around $70. So let's see if GM can keep going. There's a lot of air up here, so it can just keep flying, and there's big volume today. All right, guys, thank you guys for attending. It was a pretty boring afternoon. Let's see what tomorrow brings. I don't expect much from the indexes, as I've been telling you. It's just kind of sideways for 2 weeks now. There's no real direction in the market still. You just got to play what's in front of you. As I've been telling you, just adapt or die. Don't just stick with the same names over and over again. You have to adapt. Like 2 weeks ago, reopening plays were running, Airbnb, all that stuff, Home Depot, that kind of stuff. Then and airplanes and cruises, those started running. Last week, tech started running, and this week it's the meme stocks. So what is it next week? Do some research, find out, let me know, and I'll see you guys in the morning. Have a good night.